Ravenswood was a town that time forgot. Nestled in a valley, it slumbered beneath perpetual mist. The streets were narrow and winding, houses huddled close, their windows like watchful eyes. At night, the fog crept in, thick and suffocating. The townsfolk were a quiet lot. They kept to themselves, eyes downcast. Whispers and rumors were their currency. Children played in hushed tones, always glancing over their shoulders. Even the birds seemed to sing in muted notes. The town square was dominated by an ancient clock tower. Its hands never moved, frozen at midnight. The chimes hadn't rung in living memory. Locals avoided it after dark. They said the shadows there had teeth. Ravenswood had its secrets. Dark tales passed down through generations, of things that lurked in the woods, of people who vanished without a trace. And now, a new story was taking shape. One that would send shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls. It appeared overnight. One moment the old Baker building stood empty. The next, a shop materialized. Curios and antiques, the faded sign read. The windows were grimy, obscuring the interior. A bell tinkled ominously when the door creaked open. Rumors spread like wildfire. The owner was a stranger. No one had seen him arrive. He was tall, they said, unnaturally so. His face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. Some claimed to have glimpsed eyes that glowed in the dark.
They called him the Collector.
Whispers in the tavern spoke of his true nature. He collected souls, they said, trapped them in objects. The shop was full of them, cursed items, each holding a captive spirit.
Fear gripped the town. Parents warned their children to stay away. The brave, or perhaps the foolish, who ventured inside spoke of dizziness, of hearing whispers from inanimate objects, of feeling watched by unseen eyes. Ravenswood had always been strange, but this was something else entirely. Sarah was different. 17 and fearless, she scoffed at the town's superstitions. While others cowered, she was intrigued. The shop called to her. Its mysteries begged to be unraveled. She waited for the perfect moment to investigate. That moment came on a stormy night. Thunder shook the windows. Lightning illuminated the empty streets.
Sarah slipped out, heart pounding with excitement. The rain soaked her instantly. But she pressed on, drawn by an irresistible force.
The shop loomed before her. Its windows seemed to glow from within. The sign creaked in the wind, an eerie welcome. Sarah hesitated for just a moment, then gathering her courage, she reached for the door. The bell chimed as she entered. The sound echoed unnaturally. Sarah blinked, adjusting to the dim interior. Shelves stretched into shadows. Odd shapes loomed in corners. The air was thick with dust and something else. Something ancient and malevolent. Section 4, A Fateful Discovery.
Sarah moved deeper into the shop, her footsteps muffled by threadbare carpets. Objects caught her eye. A doll with 2 real eyes, a mirror that showed only darkness, a book bound in what looked unsettlingly like human skin. Her breath came in short gasps. The air felt heavy, oppressive, yet she couldn't turn back. Something was calling her, drawing her towards the back of the shop. She stumbled, knocking into a table. A cloud of dust rose, choking her.
As the dust settled, she saw it, a small artifact on a velvet cushion. It pulsed with an inner light. Geometric patterns shifted across its surface.
Sarah reached out, mesmerized. Her fingers brushed the cool surface.
The artifact flared to life. Light exploded outwards, momentarily blinding her. When her vision cleared, Sarah realized she wasn't alone. A tall figure stood in the shadows, hat brim low, face hidden. But those eyes, they glowed with an unholy light. Section 5, The Collector revealed.
"Welcome, child," the figure said. His voice was like gravel and honey.
It sent shivers down Sarah's spine. He stepped forward, impossibly tall. Shadows clung to him like a second skin.
"I've been waiting for you."
Sarah tried to run. Her legs wouldn't move. The Collector circled her slowly. Each step brought a whisper of trapped souls. He reached out a pale, elongated hand. His fingers brushed her cheek. Ice spread from the touch.
"Such a brave little soul," he murmured. "So bright, so full of life. It will make a fine addition to my collection. Each object here holds a story, a life, a soul."
Sarah found her voice at last. "What are you?" she whispered.
The Collector's laughter was like breaking glass.
"I am eternal," he said. "I am the keeper of souls, and you, my dear, are my newest acquisition."
Section 6, The Soul-Stealing Ritual. The artifact began to pulse faster. Its light grew blinding. The collector raised his arms and began to chant. The words were no language Sarah recognized. Wind whipped through the shop. Objects rattled on shelves. Sarah felt a tugging sensation in her chest. A silvery mist was being pulled from her body.
No, Sarah screamed.
But her voice was fading. The collector's chant reached a crescendo. Sarah saw her own face reflected in its surface. Then darkness. When she opened her eyes, she was standing on an empty street. The shop was gone. In Ravenswood, a new soul joined the collection.